In this video, we'll cover making selections with the Lasso tools in Photoshop. These tools offer a good balance of manual control and automatic assistance and work well for selecting irregular or organic shapes. We can use selection as the starting point for lots of different edits in Photoshop. Here, we'll just be copying and pasting pixels from one of our demo files into a new blank document. I've got both opened up in Photoshop already, and I'm using the 2-up vertical window arrangement, which you can find under Window or Range in the menu bar. When we're working like this, we'll need to pay attention to which file is the current one, and we'll know because its name will be highlighted in bold white in the File tab like this. We'll look at all three lasso selection tools. This includes the regular lasso tool, which lets us draw freehand selections. The Polygonal Lasso tool, which draws straight edge selections, and the Magnetic Lasso tool, which automatically snaps to high contrast boundaries between different groups of pixels. Let's make a selection with the Lasso tool. I'll activate it just by clicking the icon in the toolbar. All we do with this tool is click and drag to draw a selection around the pixels we're interested in. Anywhere the mouse goes, our selection line will follow. When we let go of the mouse, Photoshop automatically closes off the selection by drawing a straight line back to the starting point. If you don't want any straight lines in your selection, just keep clicking and dragging and get as close as you can to your starting point before letting go. Okay, there's my selection. Now I'll just go up to the Edit menu and click Copy, then switch to my other file by clicking on its tab and clicking Edit Paste. Since we'll be making more selections, I'll be sure to switch back to my image file and click Select, Deselect from the menu bar. Now let's make a selection with the Polygonal Lasso tool. I'll activate it by clicking and holding the lasso icon in the toolbar, then clicking on it from the submenu. And I'll just click once to set my first point. This tool only draws straight lines between points, so we don't need to keep holding the mouse down. We're just single clicking anytime we want the selection to change direction. If I'd like to draw a perfectly vertical or horizontal line, I can hold down Shift on the keyboard. Now, if I accidentally click or just want to get rid of the last point I set, I can hit Delete or Backspace on the keyboard to remove it. To close off my selection, I can either double-click to make a straight line back to the starting point, or I can hover my mouse over the first point that I set. Notice when I do that, I get this little O shape next to my cursor. That means when I click, I'll close off and finalize the selection. Okay, that's my selection. Now I'll just go up to the Edit menu and click Copy, then switch to my other document by clicking on its tab and click Edit Paste. And again, I'll be sure to switch back to my image file and click Select, Deselect from the menu bar. Last but not least, we have the Magnetic Lasso tool. I'll activate it by clicking and holding on the lasso icon in the toolbar, then clicking on it from the submenu. And I'll just click once to set my first point. I don't need to hold the mouse down with this tool, but I do need to move the mouse right along the edge that I'm trying to select. Photoshop will be searching the pixels around where my mouse is and looking for a high contrast border to automatically place selection points. I can also manually place a point if my edge starts getting lost just by clicking. And if I find that my selection starts doing something I don't want it to do, I can get rid of the last point just by hitting Delete or Backspace on the keyboard to remove it. To close off my selection, I could double-click to make a line back to the starting point, or I can hover my mouse over the first point. And when I see that little O shape next to my cursor, that means I can click to close off and finalize the selection. And again, I'll just go up to the Edit menu and click Copy, then switch to my other document by clicking on its tab and click Edit Paste. Okay, that's an overview of making selections with the lasso tools in Photoshop.